I was excited for the Playdate ever since I saw it at a PAX years ago, and after 9.5 months after I ordered it, here it is. And this is very different, and I'm going to share many aspects of this, do a quick unboxing. This thing is tiny. I can't tell you how small this is. I just have to show you. And the packaging is well done. It comes with a USB-C cable. Simple kind of setup instructions. Really, it's just telling you, go to the website, and I'm going to show you that. And basic setup. And this thing is very unique. It doesn't have an off button. It has a sleep mode. That's different. It has a standby clock, which lasts days, 14 days to be exact. And here it is. Wow, that's incredibly tiny. A lot smaller than I thought, actually. And I thought it was going to be pretty small, but it feels well built. It doesn't feel cheap. I don't know about that $179 price tag, but the initial thoughts is this is a quality product, and that crank is definitely unique. I'm looking forward to playing some games. Here's a size comparison. Holy cow, it is tiny compared to my Switch OLED. And then I had to compare it to the Steam Deck, which I recently did a video on. Wow, that thing is incredibly tiny. And let's jump into some games. But first, you need to charge it. Mine came completely drained. Doesn't take long to charge. Here's the specs. And for those that are interested in what this is capable of doing, go onto the website, and there's several different apps and things. Pulp being a thing where you can make games, as well as the mirror app is how I'm capturing footage today. Incredibly easy. So after you charge it, it does check for an update. Mine did need an update, and it was a seamless transition. You do need to, you should link it to your account, the same email that you ordered it from, apply a system update, register your console, and here we go. The Playdate comes with 24 games and are rolled out 2 games a week. And the first game I'm checking out is Whitewater Wipeout. And it uses the crank, and it definitely has that California Games surfing feel to it with completely different gameplay mechanic with that crank. Took a little bit to get used to, but this is one I kept coming back to as I thought it was an intriguing game. And a lot of these games are bite-sized. You know, you're going to play them waiting in line somewhere. As long as you have ample light to see the screen, and we're going to talk later about that. But, you know, I like this game. For first experience with the Playdate, I like this. This was fun. The next game is Casual Birder. These are one of 2 games that you can play as part of Season 1, one of the 24 games included. Really enjoyed this one, too. So you're going around capturing different birds. It's kind of a side-scrolling adventure game. And for the first 2 games to be unlocked on the Playdate, I like it. They have a little bit of meat to them, and I definitely see myself going back and playing both of these. So you can also go on to itch.io and download several additional games. Many are free. Some are just take donations of a couple bucks. And then you go onto the Playdate website, where then you can upload the zip file to your Playdate if your Playdate's connected to your computer, and then you download the games, and voila, you can then play Sideload Games. Awesome. Here's some of the Sideloaded Games. Super Corporate Tax Evader. I really enjoyed this one. Putting your crank back in, which is part of the gameplay of this game, was a little cumbersome, but I think if I played it more, I'd get better at it. So you're talking to a lawyer, and he can't catch you shredding documents. So it's pretty cool. I definitely enjoyed this one for kind of a quick gameplay style game. But yeah, I enjoyed it, and you know, check it out if you want, and it's on itch.io. But so it kind of does this when you unlock and open a game for the first time. This is Bomber Panda, and I really enjoy this one, kind of a Bomberman style game. Multiple levels. I think there's like 31 levels, and I didn't get too far, but wanted to show you just kind of how it looks. Again, another game that actually looks well done. It doesn't look cheap. Looks like programmers spent quite a while on this, and I look forward to seeing what else people make and offer this. The side load option, here's rescues. This is definitely a throwback to Game & Watch game, and oh my goodness, I really love this one. There's so many different games already available, and I can't wait to see what else people make and program and offer to the Playdate. Now, these games take an incredibly small amount on your flash drive, and so don't worry, you can fit several other games on the Playdate. This is Onebit Invaders, and definitely a throwback to Space Invaders. So a major strength of the Playdate is its support for people to program their own games and offer it. I think that's awesome. So if you're a big fan of like classic simple games or indie releases, you're going to be in heaven with this handheld. If you can understand that this is not a mainstream handheld, this is really supporting, indie and smaller game releases. I think with that expectation, you're going to love it. Here is Life is Too Short, another simple adventure game. Really enjoyed this one, and there's several games like this already offered to sideload, but I really enjoyed this one and definitely want to go back and play it more, as I found it entertaining and definitely had some depth. Here's another game that was a program using Pulp, and a lot of the Pulp games so far have kind of a similar look, and I think as time progresses you're going to see some diversity with the games. But I appreciate it, having a new handheld, already being able to sideload games that people have programmed. I think that's amazing, and I really look forward to seeing what else is made. And so I didn't play this one too much, just wanted to show it basically here. And another one is Pulpmon, an obvious homage to a Nintendo classic franchise. But, I can't wait to see what else is going to be offered. And I think that's the strength of the Playdate, as it really encourages users to upload their creations of games and artsy option indie titles. And I think for those people that like those types of games, that's the strength. Here's Invasion, and this is another, kind of classic style, arcade style game, kind of a little bit like Missile Command, but we're using that crank. And so what I've played so far, I definitely think that this has potential. Is there drawbacks? Yes. That price point is kind of high, especially getting closer to that Switch Lite price point. Here's Bird and Beans. And so initially, there's a lot of just basic games being offered, especially for the games being offered to sideload. And that's not a bad thing, but for some people, you may not like what this is offering. It's a throwback to, Game Boy style games, black and white in color, no backlit screen. And that is an issue if you have light limitations. Here's Cat World, and there were several games like this, using Pulp to make these adventure style games. Not a bad thing, but, for some people, you may want to play something else, and that's okay. For me, I'm drawn to these kind of indie title games, and I think so far the Playdate is offering quite a bit, especially at launch. So I give it a thumbs up, even though there is some major drawbacks. If you're looking for something artsy and different, you are going to love the Playdate. Otherwise, I think there's going to be some people that are not going to be impressed. Then you got stuff like this, Moustake. And, this is a kind of a, independent game. And, you're trimming beards and pretty interesting. I don't know if I'm going to go back and play this one again. But, this is an example of what you're probably going to find on the Playdate. Just things that are a little bit different. Not mainstream releases. And so, if you like those things, then, you know what? You're going to feel right at home and probably love this thing. I love several things about the Playdate. Not having a backlit screen is probably the biggest issue. Here I am just kind of walking around with the Playdate showing you that, you know, there's plenty of light in my house to play this, but in your house or where you're playing, you may not have enough light. So thank you so much for watching this. What do you think of the Playdate? What do you think of what I showed? Are you getting one? Comment below, and as always, thank you for coming to my channel. This is the Immortal John Hancock, and you have a good day.